Now you see it. Now you don't. Now you see it. Now you don't. I'm not adjusting anything on my screen here, people. If you want to figure out how I'm doing this, stick around, I'm going to show you. So as more and more motorcyclists choose to film themselves on their bikes and upload that content to social media, I got thinking about some of the ways that we may keep some of our information private when we choose to do so. I'm talking about all of that stuff that's coming up on our dashboards on our bike. That could be anything from information about the destination that we're traveling to, especially if you're heading home. Do you really want people to know where you live? It could be the messages that are coming up on your dashboard. It may even be your speed. Who knows? Not that I'm advocating speeding. But I was thinking about ways that we may be able to remove this information from our videos. So one of the things I started thinking about was the type of light that is emitted from the LCD technology on many bikes. And it's actually polarized light, which means that it is light that has a very specific wave and it travels in a fixed direction. It's not like light from the sun or from a light bulb. All of that light is kind of scattered light, it's not polarized. But where you have polarized light, what you can actually do is you can filter it using a polarizer, a polarizing filter. These filters are often used in photography and filmmaking to remove glare from surfaces. So for example, if you're shooting into water and you want to see what's underneath the water, a polarizer is going to filter out that polarized light that's coming back off the water as a reflection. It just so turns out that most reflections are actually polarized. And that's why you get things like polarized sunglasses, where the whole point of this lens technology is that it lets you see through the lens, but it blocks out any polarized or reflective light. And you can actually see these in action. If you turn these vertically and point it at an LCD screen, you'll see that at some point it actually blacks out the light from the LCD because it's blacking out the polarized light. So we know we can do it with sunglasses, and we talked about how you would do it in film, and actually this is a polarizer. So this is a 52mm polarized lens. It's got a bit of a tint to it, but if you tune this into the polarized light coming out of the LCD, it's going to give us the same effect as our sunglasses, and it's actually going to stop that particular frequency of light, which is perfect. All you need to do effectively is find your camera, find a polarizing filter that's going to fit on your lens. Make sure it's the type of polarizer that you can actually twist and tune. That's really important, that you can twist it. And that's going to enable you to line up those frequencies of light so that you effectively block out what happens on your screen. So I have a GoPro Hero 6 and a GoPro Hero 5, which means that you need to do a little bit of modifying to be able to put these lenses on. So this is a 52mm filter, and in order to do that, I've got this little frame here. I can put the GoPro in, and then I can screw in any filter I want. Once the filter's in place, it's just a case of tuning it to my screen's black, and then going out and riding. The polarizer is set at the correct angle, and as I ride down the street like this, I can see my screen. My screen is as bright as it always is, but the GoPro on my helmet cannot see the light from this LCD. Thanks to the way the polarization is configured, it's blacked out. So yeah, just riding down the street, as you can see, this works perfectly fine. There's absolutely no chance that you guys right now can see what's going on this screen, and it is as clear as day to me. So the screen on the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S is actually the worst screen to do this on because of the size of it and the brightness of it. This technique will actually work on any liquid crystal display screen. It doesn't have to be a color screen either. If you've got a screen like the old kind of calculator style screens, any screen that uses polarized light, you are good to go. So there you have it. It's a little life hack that you can use if you want to upload your videos of your rides to social media but don't necessarily want to share all of the information on your dashboard. This is about potentially hiding things like your navigation. You don't want people necessarily always knowing where you ride to. This might be about hiding some of the messages that come up on your dash. It might be about hiding anything like the music you're listening to. Some things you just might not want to share with the rest of the world. And using a polarizer, you can effectively use that bit of science to block out the polarized light from your LCD.